Okay, today we are going to look at the circumference of a circle, 11.6 on the uploaded PDF file. So to begin, let's start with defining some terminology. You all know what a circle is, but by definition, a circle is a plane, a 2D plane that has the same distance from all of its edge points to the center. Okay, so this distance to this distance is the same, this distance to this distance is the same, and so on and so forth. So all these points from here to the center point, from here to the center point, has the same distance. Now this distance right here is called the radius. So that's the radius, this is a radius, this is a radius, this is a radius. So any point from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle is called a radius. Okay, let me undo that. There we go. Now, a diameter is the distance across the circle through the center point. So from this point, and it touches the edge of the circle. So from here, wait, hold on a second. From here through the center to the other side, that's the diameter. From here to the other side, that's the diameter, and so on and so forth. Again, let me undo that. Okay, so a circumference is the distance around the circle. So let's assume that I want to measure this length of this circle. So I start from this point right here. If I were to use a rope to wrap around the circle, and then start right there, and then I measure the length of that rope that wrapped around the circle, that will be the circumference. Now, the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter is represented by a Greek letter, pi. Okay, you've all heard of what pi is. It's a Greek magical number that is greater than 3. Normally we use 3.14, but it's actually a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal that goes on forever. 3.14159, blah 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 blah, and goes on forever. That's all the digits that I could cite. So the circumference of a circle has a formula of pi times d. Okay, so pi, it's right here. I'm going to write it out a little bigger for you guys to see. Pi times d, where pi is the Greek letter, which we use 3.14, and d is the diameter. Now, as I said, the diameter is the line that goes from one side of the circle, an edge of a circle, and it cuts through the center point and it touches the other side of the circle. Okay, which that means it's twice the length of a radius, right? Because this is a radius right here, okay, and this is a radius right there. So therefore, the circumference of a circle can also be written as circumference equals to 2 pi r. Okay, basically 2 radius times pi. With the property of multiplication, the order of multiplication doesn't matter. So pi 2r means diameter, 2 radius equals 1 diameter. So 2r times pi will equal to 2 times the diameter, which is circumference of a circle. Knowing these formulas are extremely important. Once you know these formulas and you know how to use them, it becomes very easy. For example, right here we have circumference equals pi times d. And then obviously we know that pi is 3.14. And then I know that right here it says that the diameter of this clock right here is 25 cm. So all I have to do is I input or substitute 3.14 as pi and then 25 as d, and then I just punch that into the calculator. So circumference equals pi times d. Pi is 3.14, d is 25. Multiply that, 78.5 equals the circumference. So what does that mean? In words, it means that the distance from the 9 all around the circle to the 9 again is 78.5 centimeters. Example 2 shows that if you use 22 divided by 7, which is approximate of pi, it will still give you about the same answer. But I tend to use 3.14. To be honest, I've never used 22 divided by 7, but it should give you approximate pi. So anyway, you can do circumference equals to 2 pi r, where I've explained earlier that the radius is half the diameter. So if you multiply the radius by 2, you're going to get the diameter. So that will be 42 inches. So let's say I did 2 times 21, that will give me 42. So if I did 22 divided by 7, which is approximate of pi, or you could go ahead and use 3.14. 3.14 times 42 will get you 132, which again, that's the circumference of the circle. Our last example shows you how to find the diameter of a circle. So if you're given the circumference, in this situation, you're trying to find the diameter of a tree at ground level. So you're given that the tree, so around the tree trunk is 1231 inches, and you want to find a diameter. So what do you have? You have the circumference, which is c, 1231, equals to pi times d, and you know that pi is 3.14, so 1231 equals 3.14 d. So to find what d is, you're dividing 3.14 on both sides. So 1231 divided by 3.14 equals to 3.14 d divided by 3.14, which this side cancels out the 3.14, then you're left with d. 1231 divided by 3.14 gives you 392 equals d. So that means the tree has 392 inches in diameter and then has a circumference of 1231 inches. So if I were to ask you what is the radius of this tree, then all you have to do is take 392 divided by 2 to get the radius, right? 392 divided by 2 will give you the radius. Okay, and that is all for today. Go on Power School and check what you have to do for today. Thank you.